a trip to Rivers State. Now, as mixed feelings and reactions continue to trail the state of emergency in Rivers State, the situation is throwing up various issues in the South state. The suspended governor of the state, Siminalayi Fubara, appears to be displeased with the Nigerian police over handling of protests. Fubara slammed the police over alleged high-handedness and clampdown on peaceful demonstrators in some parts of the state. In two separate protests, some women groups took to the streets of Port Harcourt to support the emergency rule, while some protesters in Aoda East called for the reinstatement of Fubara. It was a fiasco that almost got out of control as the police battled to control the situation to avoid further breakdown of law and order. Now, with this script, they said there were two protests held in Rivers State. One in Port Harcourt, in the streets of Port Harcourt, in support of the state of emergency. The other part in Aoda, saying that condemning the state of emergency and calling for the reinstatement of the governor. What do you make, now that the governor is saying, what do you make of the governor's statement calling on, saying that the police is biased in this matter?
No, I think I'll look at it. First, let me say this to the people of Rivers. They are in a state of emergency.
Okay.
And it's more or less like martial law. Let me use that word. Okay. Even though we know we're in a democracy. So they should just respect the sole administrator for now, so that it will be able to bring the peace that is required in the state. Now, that is number one. Number two is that I would have preferred, in my own opinion, that the police become neutral in this matter.
I like that part.
Okay, because if the police is being seen to be partial, okay, if you are keeping one side peaceful and, you know, guiding them and allowing them to protect, not to protest, to rally peacefully, you should also allow another dissenting voice to also rally peacefully, rather than using tear gas on them. And these are women. Okay? So I think that is where the police they need to make sure that people should not see them as enemies, but they should see them as people who want to truly bring peace. Because everybody is now looking at Rivers. They are also looking at the sole administrator on how we will bring that peace back to Rivers. Because I, for one, I want to see a Fubara back in government.
Okay.
And the only way that can be made possible is when everything, when I mean everything, all the structures, everything, everybody, the stakeholders have already known that, okay, I think we didn't do well before. Okay. Right now, for us to bring back how Rivers was, everybody have to be brought to the table. And another set of people, that one of the stakeholders are the police. And so the police should not be seen by other people to be seen as being neutral or supporting one particular group or the other. So the police, in this instance, I think they got it wrong by firing tear gas on those women. They should have protected those women, guided them to wherever they are, and make sure they stayed in one particular spot. If they wanted them to stay in a spot, and tell them, okay, don't move. Okay? So using tear gas on them, I think it is wrong, and I condemn that totally.
Totally. Your thoughts on this, Paul?
Yeah, I go with him. When I saw a few clips on what happened in Rivers as per the peaceful protests, I was happy, and then I was shocked. Because one side had the rally in completely peacefully. And then the other side, you had tear gas being fired.
Was it because of the message? The first one, the way you support and the police?
Yes, it is the pro.
Creating a level playing ground.
You know, what we will expect in this situation is anybody who wants to protest should be allowed to.
Exactly.
Once it is peaceful. We now know that what the police want is that we want to protest. Please stay in one place where we can monitor things.
Exactly.
Nothing wrong with that. I didn't see these women being unruly. I don't know if you watched.
No, I did.
The
No, I think for that of our order, where the police actually attacked, I think we should have some sort of police report where did these women go against the law?
Did they even destroy government property and all that?
I think the police have a. We should demand.
Yes, they owe us. Yes, because I was going to go there that they owe us an explanation on why they did that.
Why they did that?
But they owe us that explanation. This is a state where people are trying to look for peace. And the bias will come in because it will seem like, okay, the police does not like the Fubara side.
Yeah, exactly.
So it wants to make the place ungovernable and then create an impression that emergency rule should continue.
Okay,
Nobody wishes for that.
Yeah, we are waiting a response from the police.
Nobody
concerning this matter. But we need to go on this quick break.